want to do. I always want to do so much, and I take on a lot of projects, and slowly I always usually finish most of my projects that I do, but I'm working towards, as soon as I get these ones out of the way, so get Karens, get Rhinos, and Papa Dooms. Actually Rhino and then Papa Doom, and then I can add more onto my plate, my buffet of projects. But I have a bunch of bodies that I have to finish now as well. But so this one, I'm just doing all the little finesse sanding on this one now. When you do the little details, you got to sand all the little details. So I'm just sanding that F-hole today. Another trick that I like doing is I dye the inside black. It just makes it pop a little bit more. That's why it's so dark looking, but I think that looks really good, especially with this one, because it's going to have a ebony fingerboard, so it'll be a lot of black on there. So that having that dark F-hole will really kind of add to it. But I do that on all of them. You can also add lights in there if you want to put in LED lights. But I haven't done any lights yet. All the uke parts in the cabinets and the drawers. Maybe someday. I have so much stuff that I kind of took on, but I'm slowly working through it. The thing is, if you have a lot on the go, is just be consistent and always be moving the ball forward. Always be sanding. Always be doing something. You won't finish it all in one day, and it's basically a marathon. You know, it's not a sprint. You just always get something done every day. You can take a break, it's okay. But I take Sunday off, so because that's what you're supposed to do. So I'll take Sunday off and I won't really work on anything. But it's really tough when you set a project aside and then you just let it sit for too long. So even if you have a couple hours, it's always good to just be moving it forward. Just moving it forward, because some days are more productive than others, you know? The dye I used was actually vinegar black. So it's the old school dyeing method where it's vinegar that has had steel wool dissolved in it, and then as it oxidizes, it turns black. That's the old school method for dyeing leather black. I find it looks really good on walnut. It works really well with walnut. Not as much with mahogany, and not very well with maple either. It kind of just makes maple look gray, and mahogany doesn't really absorb it well. But I find the black walnut takes the vinegar black really well, so I usually use that. But I also use black dye. What's a good wood for a guitar? What type of guitar? I use a lot of walnut and maple. But any wood that you can get is the good wood. For necks, you want something more dense. Maple, mahogany, those are standard woods that always work. I like walnut. I use a lot of walnut. But whatever wood that you can get that works. Yeah, big brain Henry facts. Yeah. Sisyphus, except on Sunday. Yeah, it's I can't be rolling that boulder up the hill every day. But it's good. You do have to take a break, but not burn out. You have to pace yourself